Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about my bullying experience and how it was for me and how it molded me into the person that I am. What inspired me to do this video was the amount of comments that I got from my video that I did on how to deal with no friends. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave it in the description below. But it was that video that really inspired me to talk about or do a story time about my experience being bullied for 4 years. Also, what really motivated me to do this video was that I got one comment that really struck a chord with me. I'm not gonna say that person's name. I'm just gonna give you a little synopsis on what they were really saying. Basically, they were beating themselves up in my comments and basically saying that, you know, I'm pretty and they're not, and people like me, and you know, they don't like them, and they can understand why people commit suicide. And me and this person went back and forth with comments, and we were talking about to each other, and I really told her about my experience being bullied. And that's what really inspired me to really do this video for all of you guys to watch and see, because I know there's a ton of you who are struggling with being bullied or not fitting in or feeling insecure. So I really want to sit here and talk about my experience. But before I get started, if you're new to my channel, welcome, and please subscribe. Also, grab some tea, grab some popcorn, get comfy, because this video is going to be quite long. So let's get into it. Okay, so I was bullied for 4 years. 4 years, from grade 7 to grade 10. I went to 2 different high schools, which I'll explain because I was bullied so bad in my first high school. But my bullying experience started in grade 7 when I moved into my new neighborhood and I went to public school. So basically, when I moved to my old neighborhood, then new, I went to a alternative school, which only I think goes from like daycare to grade 6, and then from grade 6 you have to move to a public school. Usually public schools, I believe, they go from daycare to grade 8. So I went to my alternative school, DAS, Downtown Alternative School. It's still there, still around. Went there for 1 year, and then at the end of my grade 6 year, I moved to Market Lane Public School, where I did grade 7 and 8. So when I got to Market Lane, I don't remember exactly when the bullying started or how it all went about, but I was bullied. Like throughout my entire elementary years at Market Lane, I was bullied. And I was bullied specifically by this gay boy. And I mean, obviously at the time, I guess he was dealing with his own issues and knowing that he liked men and whatever the case may be. But everybody in the elementary school knew that he was gay because he was always with the girls, always hanging out with the girls. He was never with the boys, you know, and he was always in the drama with the girls and all this kind of stuff. So he started bullying me for the 2 years that I was at Market Lane. And basically, he would make everybody not talk to me. He would, you know, spread rumors about me. He would like invite me over to his cousin's house, and then when I got there, like kick me out and whatever, and like try to pin everybody against me. But it's funny because when the girls were not hanging out with him, they wanted to hang out with me, they wanted to talk to me, but then when they were with him, they didn't even know who I was. And stupid me, I allowed that to happen, obviously because I'm young. You know, I was like, what, how old are you in grade 7? Like 12, 11, you know, and I wanted to fit in. I wanted everybody to like me, and I never understood why everybody didn't like me. And my mom just didn't understand why I kept hanging out with wanting to hang out with this group for the longest time. And this boy had created like a little dance group called E-Block, and in that group, I guess he that was his way of keeping control of the girls and me, and just keeping control of something. And he would always, one minute I'm in the group, one minute I'm out of the group, one minute I'm there, one minute I'm not. Like I was, you know, I was humiliated. I was, you know, like I was just treated so poorly. And it sucked, you know what I mean? Because I put myself through that position. And it's just to show you, even from then, how strong I was. I could have been a wreck, you know, been all this kind of crazy stuff, but I don't know, I guess I'm stronger than I was, and I was able to withstand how I was being treated for all those years. Like, even I'd be embarrassed by the boys, like so many different things that he would do just so that I wouldn't be a part of the group. And I got to a point where I was just like, what am I doing? At that young, I got to a point where I was just like, what am I doing? And I started hanging out with the boys. I was always with the boys, always hanging out with the boys. People who I really grew up with were a set of boys, including my brother and I think like 4 other boys. One of them being my boyfriend at the time. And it was just us. Like, we would always be together, we would always hang out together. They would always have my back, they would always defend me. Like, they always had my back. And you know, I always had struggles with having female friends, and girls would never defend me, and I would always go out of my way to defend them and, you know, be by their side, but they were never really on my side, even from elementary school, you know. And I have to say, there was a point in time where I'm to blame for a little bit of it, because I used to be the talk of the town. Like, I used to be the gossiper. I used to, you know, be all those kind of things. But after my grade 8 graduation, after my grade 8 year, I stopped. I think I even stopped talking about people before the end of my grade 8 year, because I really wanted to have friends. I really wanted to change who I was. You know, I was going into high school now. Like, I didn't want to be that person. And I think it was one particular incident, I think it was before high school, where I was at home and I think I got a call, I can't remember, a call or someone told me like, everybody, the whole neighborhood is coming to your house to like beat you up or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but all in all, the whole entire neighborhood was in front of my house because this one boy started spreading rumors about me that was not true. And everybody started to believe it. And he just didn't like me. Like, he was extremely mean to me. Now, like, if I see him, we're cool. He apologized, all that kind of stuff. But this is a different guy from the gay boy who would bully me. And he would just spread rumors about me. I like have no idea why, but like he would just spread rumors about me and just say all this like wild stuff about me, and I guess make up things to get people to hate me and not like me. So anyways, the whole neighborhood, I remember, came in front of my neighborhood. They started throwing eggs at my house, and I remember my mom and my dad came out, well, especially my dad came out and was like, get the hell out of here, like, was really like whatever. And I came outside because I didn't want to look like I was afraid, but I was afraid, and I didn't want them to see that, oh, look at this weak girl, we could beat her up, we could do this, you know what I mean? She's running in her house, she's hiding behind her parents, whatever. And I would come outside to be seen that I wasn't afraid. But my mom and my dad were like, go inside, go inside, go inside. So I had no choice but to stay inside. But I always wanted to prove to the people who were bullying me that I was not afraid, and that I can stand here just as much as you can, and that you can't treat me this way. So that incident happened, and once I started going to high school, it didn't stop. Like, it actually got worse once I went to high school. And I remember, you know, I had stopped talking about people. I was not saying anything about people, but people were still adamant that that was who I was, and that is who I am. And anything people would say, they would link my name to it, and automatically people would believe it, and people would be mad at me, and people would hate me, and all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, I'm like one, half the time I didn't even know about these rumors, and two, it's like, really? Like, are you serious? That was kind of like in my transition, like as I started going to high school from elementary school, where that kind of situation was happening, but it still obviously infiltrated into my high school, because there was 3 neighborhoods that were close to my neighborhood. There was my neighborhood, Esplanade, there was Regent Park, and there was St. James, all very close to each other. All the kids in the neighborhood when we were young all used to mingle and all that kind of stuff. So obviously, you know, things pass on, and here I am in high school. You know, people now associate me as being the shit talker and talking crap about people when it's not even true. And before I really even started making friends in my grade 9 year, I remember I would go on the bus, the 75 Sherburne bus, and I would be tormented. I'd be harassed. People would like yell out things about me, yell out my name. Like, I would have to avoid going on the bus because I was so embarrassed, you know. Like, it was just really, really bad. And I'm just like, when is this going to stop? You know, and sometimes I would skip the bus, and sometimes I would hop on the bus to show that these people, once again, that I wasn't afraid. You know what I mean? That their words couldn't affect me. Meanwhile, they were really affecting me. Let's go back, because I kind of missed a really integral part of what I'm talking about. Was in my grade, I think it was in grade 8. It was in my grade 8 year. And I got to a point where I just couldn't deal anymore. I think a lot of kids who get bullied or whatever get to that point where they just can't take it anymore. And I got to that point, and I remember, my mom may watch this and, you know, she doesn't know this, but I brought to school at least 10 painkillers, because I just couldn't deal anymore. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna end my life. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna end my life. And I brought 10 painkillers to school, and I remember opening up those painkillers in front of this girl who I used to go to school with. Her name was Ines. I remember her name. Her name was Ines, and she was Ethiopian. And I remember sitting next to her, and I took them out of my bag, and I opened them up, and she's like, what are you doing with those? And I'm like, I'm gonna take them. And she was like, no, you're not, no, you're not, no, you're not. You know, and I remember I took 2 of them, and because of her, I didn't take the rest. Because looking back at it, all I needed was someone to say, no, like, you're not gonna do this. You deserve to be here as much as anybody else who wasn't my family. You know what I mean? And I think that's a really important thing for people who are getting bullied. It's not about the parents or their family, because they know that their family wants them to be there and they love them and da-da-da-da. It's about anybody else outside of their family who wants to see them here, who cares about them. I don't know why I did air quotes, but who really truly cares about them outside of their family. And this girl was the girl who actually really stopped me from taking these pills. I don't know what they would have done to me. I was so young. I don't know what they would have done to me, but it's because of her that I didn't take those pills and was able to fight the fight, really. So fast forward into high school, I met this girl named, okay, I don't need to give her any attention, so I'm not even going to mention her name. We became really close, and we became so close. We were hanging out together all the time. Like, she was at my house, I was at her house, like, we were always together. And I can't remember what happened, but someone told her that I was talking about her. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that broke me, because we were so close, and for her to just turn on me in a switch from something that she heard from somebody and not ask me and not talk to me about it really, really, really hurt. She turned on me, like, in a second, in a split second. She turned on me. She didn't even give me a chance to explain anything or talk about anything or see what's really going on. She just turned on me, and I never once ever talk shit about this girl, never. But because of my past and having that past of me talking about people and this and this and the third, she believed it. She automatically believed it. And that was the hardest thing I had to deal with, because she bullied me from grade 9 to grade 10. Like, bullied me, would see me in the hallway, talk shit, would, you know, try to intimidate me. And it all worked because I'm young. I'm like, you know, I'm already chipped at because I've been bullied for 2 years prior, you know, and I'm thinking I'm coming to high school to a new start, and the same thing is happening all over again. So she bullied me, she embarrassed me, she, you know, turned everybody against me. Everybody started talking about me. Like, it was just really bad. And what's messed up about it is that although I was bullied in grade 9, it was also my best year, which was really, really weird. It was my best year, but also my worst year. And over the years, it just continued to get worse and worse. And once again, I try to put myself into these situations, try to get these girls to like me, and try to get these girls to not talk about me. Once again, like I did with that gay boy in elementary school. It was like another repeating cycle, but worse. Like, I feel like bullying in high school is 10 times worse than ever getting bullied in elementary school. And that was the case for me. Like, it got worse, it got worse, it got worse, it got worse. And every time she saw me, she would just get so upset. You know, I remember there was times where I would have to like stay in the office because I was so scared to walk the halls of school and try to avoid certain areas so that I wouldn't see her. And I remember we shared a locker, and it could have been grade 9 because it was new, but we shared a locker together. And I guess she told the whole school, or the whole of our grade, that she was gonna fight me and that she was gonna do whatever. I was told that this was gonna happen. So stupid me, I went to the locker. Instead of going home or whatever, I went to the locker and I stayed there. I stayed there once again because I was not gonna let someone bully me out of my locker or being scared or whatever. So I stood there and I waited till she came, because I was not gonna be that person to be scared and run away or give her that control and that power that she wanted. And I stayed there. And you know, she came with like a herd, like literally probably the whole grade 9 grade came to the locker, and she's like, "You're talking shit about me," all this kind of stuff. And she took my stuff and threw it out the locker. People had their phones out. Like, people who I grew up with in my elementary school came to the school, and I was just embarrassed. Like, I was humiliated. She was all up in my face, and I was like, "I'm not bullying you, I'm not this, I'm not," like, I was, you know, defending myself because nobody else would defend myself. Would defend me. And ever since then, I've always had to defend myself. Always. So I always had to fight everyone else because I had no one else on my side, no one else who had my back. So I would always have to defend myself. And that's where a lot of my attitude came from, a lot of me being very witty with my words. I'm very clever and witty with my words. No one could pass nothing on me. You know what I mean? My words are my strength. You know what I mean? Like, I can cut people with my words. You know what I mean? And that's all because I had to really defend myself and protect myself, really. You know what I mean? Sometimes I would leave school and go to the bus stop, and it'd feel like the longest trip from the school to the bus stop because I didn't know who was gonna follow me and bully me. And I had that. People, you know, her and her friends behind me, bullying me, talking about me, doing all this kind of stuff, you know. And it was really, really hard. Like, it was a really, really hard 2 years. Although, as I said, my grade 9 year was a good year for me, it was also the worst year for me. My grade 9 and 10 year were the worst year. And I think it got really bad in grade 10 where I was like, I can't take this anymore. And I switched schools. And I went to another high school for the last 2 years of my high school year, called Northern. And those were the best years of my life. I felt free. I felt Like, I could actually be myself. I could actually make friends. It's a whole new clean slate. And that's what it was. Grade 11 and 12 were clean slates for me. However, the same girl who bullied me, because there was another girl in the school who was just talk. I guess she was having problems with the girl who bullied me in my first high school, and she came to fight that girl, but the girl who was gonna get beat up knew that the bullier was gonna come, and so she came, and I'm thinking, like, I'm out of the school, I'm not even part of this anymore, like, this has nothing to do with me. And because she couldn't find her, she fought me. And she fought me, like, you know what I mean? And once again, I stayed like an idiot because I'm like, this has nothing to do with me. You're not gonna come and try to fight me, whatever. And that time, I guess, between her not getting her and having all this anger built up towards me, she fought me, and, you know, I got jumped. And you know what I mean? Except I only had, like, when I got jumped, I literally went into the fetal position and I, like, protected my body from any blows. And you know, when adrenaline is rushing, you don't feel this kind of stuff. So I didn't feel anything. All I had was like a little scratch on my face. And literally the next day I went to school, and when I went to school, it was a reaction that I was not expecting. Everybody literally respected me because everyone's like, that was not fair, like, she didn't even come there to fight you, but you stood your ground and you stayed, and this, that, and the third. And, you know, everybody was like dapping me and hailing me up and like giving me praise for like basically sticking out the fight, I guess, you know what I mean? And that was the first time ever in my life that I got respected for standing up for myself and not stepping down or not being scared or intimidated. And ever since then, like, it wasn't even like like nothing. Like, everybody came the next day and was like, oh my god, Aki, like, you okay, da da da. They're like, whoa, like, you only got a scratch, like, nothing happened to you, blah blah blah. And like, I was respected after that. It was really weird, but like, I was really respected after that fight. And what made this girl actually really say, like, oh my god, this girl can fight, because the girl who bullied me, who was my friend at the time, kept resurfacing all the time. And she resurfaced in a way that, I guess this was the straw for her, where she's like, whoa, this girl can actually fight. Basically, another girl was talking about me, and all I was trying to do was help her and be there for her, but she was talking about me, found out, and we kind of got into a little altercation. And after that, the girl who bullied me from grade 9 was like, whoa. Like, she even said, she's like, I didn't know you could fight. Like, you know, she respected me after that. Like, it was weird, I guess. I don't know, but she respected me after that. She left me alone, and I haven't seen nor spoken to. Actually, I saw her once, and I can't remember when, but she apologized to me. And that was another big thing, was that everybody who bullied me came back to me and apologized to me. And basically were saying they were dealing with their own stuff, like the gay boy was dealing with his own stuff, and that he apologized for ever treating me that way. And now when I see him, like, we say hey, we whatever, like, you know, it's no hard feelings, you know. And the girl who bullied me, I saw her once, and in that time she apologized to me, and she said, you know, I'm so sorry for blah 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 blah. And that was that. I was like, you know what, I appreciate your apology, thank you. And we just moved on. And so, and I think that came to a point where I was just tired of being stepped over for things that I was not even doing, you know what I mean? And I started standing up for myself, you know what I mean? And I think people started to see that. Even the people who were bullying me started to see that, and they're like, whoa, okay, whoa, you know what I mean? This girl can fight, this girl can. And ever since that fight, I realized, like, whoa, Akila, like, you can actually put some paws on some people. And I don't ever want to put my hands on people. And the fact that I know my strength with the little altercation that I got in with that girl, and I could understand why a lot of the bulliers get hurt from the person that they're bullying, because you can only hold on to stuff like that for so long until you just crack. And for anybody out there who's a bullier, who's bullying anybody, I would advise you to make a change and to stop, because you don't know what that could do for you and how that can really alter your life. Because there's been a lot of stories, as we know, due to social media, of kids getting, shot or stabbed or all of these crazy things because, they were bullying people. You know what I mean? And I think the bullies never look into the account what this could do for them. And usually people who are bulliers are going through their own issues, or going through their own issues, why they become so angry, But if that's how you're feeling, talk to somebody about it. I know if you just talk to somebody somebody that you trust. Get it out, let it out. If it's not your parents you can talk to, maybe it's your guidance counselor, maybe it's your best friend, your aunt, your uncle, anybody. You know what I mean? Whether you are the bullier or you're the person who is being bullied, talk to somebody, because everybody deserves to be on this earth just like anybody else. And I know I'm like talking with my hands and I'm so passionate, but I'm so passionate about this topic because I went through a point of depression, feeling suicidal, like, why am I here? And I think that my bullying experience for 4 years has made me the person that I am, has made me a very strong person, a very confident person, a person who doesn't take crap from anybody. I know there's a lot of people who are not strong enough to overcome this, or, because there's people who aren't strong enough to deal with these kind of things. But I was put into a position that I could deal with, that I could handle, and that I could overcome. And I have overcome it. You know what I mean? And I think that's another reason why I struggle with having friends, because I've been traumatized, really, from my experiences with females, that it's very hard for me to bond with a female and be close to a female friend. It's so easy for me to bond and get close with guys as friends because that's who I grew up with. All of the guys really protected me and, kind of took me in and hung out with me and was there for me. And the majority of my friends, practically all of my friends, were guys. So it was a lot easier for me to hang out with the boys and be like the boys. And that's what ended up happening. I really ended up being like the boys, thinking like the boys, acting like the boys, because I was always with the boys. You know what I mean? I never had that jealous mentality, or never had this, never had that, because I grew up around boys. Me being so close with the guys that I were close with in my life has also made me who I am, and I would never ever change that for the world, because every single one of them has a special place in my heart and will always have a special place in my heart, because they were there for me. I want to just give a shout out to Dylan, Marcel, my brother Tarek, Keston, Kyle, Stoughton, even crazy old Justin Ryan, who else? Yeah, like John, all the boys were always there for me. Tyree, like all of those boys were a significant part of me really getting through all of the bullying and all the stuff that was going on. And also, I know it's easy to feel isolated and get into depression and not want to hang out with anybody or do these kind of things, but I was lucky enough that I didn't get so far down that there was no way of coming out. You know what I mean? I still made positive choices. Looking back at it now, I still made positive choices. Although they were hard, although I had to endure a lot of like slaps in the face and kicks into the ribs and stuff, I still, I guess subconsciously, put myself in positions to be around good people, and that helped me get through these times, and whether that be if you have a huge family. I had a huge family at the time too, so it was between my family and these group of friends that I was able to overcome and get through stuff like this, because I enjoyed being with my family. I started to learn that they had my best interest at heart, that they were, they made me happy, you know what I mean? And that's also where I became to be a homebody, where I like to be at home because I felt safe at home. I felt safe, you know, between my next door neighbor's house and my home. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I grew up, really, and became who I was and became a different person. But also, my bullying experience really taught me a lot. You know, really made me stronger, really made me into the person that I am today. And I will never change that for the world. I mean, I wish I was never bullied. You know, who wants to be bullied? But those experiences have made me who I am. And I would not change that for the world. I was put into a position that I could handle, that I could overcome, that would make me into a better person. And I wish, to be honest, I had started YouTube a long time ago, or when YouTube had just come out, because this outlet for me is like so therapeutic. And I wish that I had started this a long time ago, just to really, and also even to look back and see what I was like in my journey through then and now, you know what I mean? And even when I look at my videos now, I'm just like, whoa, like this is, you know, what a year, what a difference a year could make, you know? But I wish that, you know, it'd be nice to just have it as like a diary, just to really look back and see, you know what I mean? So if there's any outlet that you love to do it, you know what I mean? If you try YouTube, you know, try being in front of the camera and just talking and venting and whatever, and post it and see what happens, you know what I mean? It could be an outlet from you doing something crazy to yourself or to somebody else. And what's the crazy part about it is that a lot of people who know me now, or who've gotten to know me, are surprised when I say I was bullied, because they see me as a very confident, strong, outspoken, you know what I mean, person, that they're like, what? Like, you were bullied? And yeah. And it's because of that experience that has made me this person that I am today. You know what I mean? I really don't care what people, because I've heard it all. I really don't care what people have to say about me now. You know what I mean? And this is another reason why I started YouTube, because I'm like, I can care less what anybody has to say. There's nothing you can tell me that I haven't heard from being bullied, from like, no, okay? So I just wanna end off, because I know this video is really long, but I just wanna end off with saying, keep your head up, stay strong. You can overcome it. I know it's hard to think positive in a negative situation, but try to. Maybe you know, gotten a promotion at your job, or you're starting a new job, or you know, you're going to a school outside of your family, or outside of your state, or outside of your country. You know, try to look at things in a positive light. I know it's very, very hard when you're in that zone and you think nothing's going right and nothing's going this and nothing's going that. Try to get yourself out of that, because once you have that energy around you, you'll start to you'll attract either a lot of negative energy or a lot of positive energy. And I remember when I was so angry and so hurt and so upset that all I was attracting was nothing but crap. You know, I was not in a relationship. I was, you know, in bad dating situations. You know, for a long time I couldn't find a job, all these kind of things, because I was just in a shitty state of mind. You know, I had a dark cloud over me all the time. And until I started realizing, like, wait a minute, I started making little changes in my life, I started seeing a change. You know, I started getting a job, I started doing this, I started doing that, and little changes started to happen in my life. And here I am now, you know, having a YouTube channel that is growing exponentially, that I'm so proud of myself. I never thought I'd be almost at 3,000 subscribers, but here I am. You know what I mean? I'm almost done college. I'm about to graduate from college. I never thought that I would go to college or do anything. I didn't know what I wanted to do in college. You know what I mean? I've had a consistent job for 5 years. You know what I mean? I'm able to shop for things that I want. You know what I mean? I'm able to do these kind of things for myself, you know, that I never really thought that I could. So I'm proud of my progress that I've made this far. And I can't even imagine where I'll be in the next year or the next 5 years, especially being on this platform. You know, I've already gotten, you know, people who want to work with me, and I'm not even at like 100K subscribers yet. You know what I mean? So this is all a blessing, you know, that is meant for me at this time in my life. And just trust your journey and trust your path and trust your process. Although it's hard, although it's a struggle, although you feel like this is never gonna end, I promise you it will end. Everything happens for a reason. Everybody's journey is different. Don't look at other people's journey and be like, I wanna be like them, I wanna be like them, I wanna be like them. You stick to your journey and you follow your dreams and you do what you need to do to be where you want to be. That's all you need to do, you know, and work hard at it. So all in all, I just want to say thank you to all the comments that I have received on my No Friends video. I appreciate every single one. I read every single one, you know, and I understand where you guys are coming from, and I appreciate that you guys are willing to share some of your experiences with me in the comments. I really, really love that. And because of you guys, I have done this video. So my final words to end this video, because now it's extra long, is stay strong, believe in your journey, and try to look for the positives in a bummy situation, because I promise you it will get better. Alright guys, so that's it for this video, this story time, this whatever you guys want to call it. This was like legit so therapeutic for me. I've never really spoken about my bullying experience until now. So I hope this video helps anybody and anybody can relate to this video, because I did this for you guys, you know what I mean? Like, you guys really, really inspired me to do this video. And I just want to say I love every single one of you guys who have subscribed to me and who haven't even subscribed to me but watched my No Friends video. I appreciate it and I love you guys. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.